Alright, let's play some ARK Survival Evolved. Yep, we're back here on the OG ARK, my friends. And I've just got one thing to say. Dragon Boss, Overseer Boss, you have eluded me for the longest time. This is the series where we're going to take them down. So yeah, welcome everybody to the first episode of ARK Survival Evolved from the island. I really do hope you folks are having a fantastic day. If you're excited for this brand new series, please do be sure to drop a like beneath the video. I'd very much appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel via this video here today, a big warm welcome to you. I hope you'll enjoy what you see, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel with those bell notifications turned on. That way, you'll be the first to know when the new ARK episodes go out. So then, already got ourselves a couple of levels up. Let's go for a little bit of weight. Let's go for a little bit of health. And here is the coolest thing. We have a few quality of life mods in this series. On screen, you can see the list of mods I've got going on for this series. There's not really anything that adds content, more so adding a whole bunch of quality of life improvements. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering why I am playing Evolved over Ascended. To answer your question, I'll go ahead and put a link on screen to a recent video where I was talking about my feelings towards the state of ARK Survival Ascended. To oversimplify that video, though, we basically decided to come back to Evolved until either ARK Survival Ascended is in a far better optimized state or ARK 2 comes out, if that ever comes out. The annoying thing is, on the ARK Survival Ascended series I did have going on, I genuinely did want to keep that going until I'd defeated all of the bosses and therefore completed the game. But sadly, the rather unfortunate state of ARK Survival Ascended, at the time of me making this video anyway, rather stopped us from being able to do that. So here we are in Evolved, and I know I've said this before, but this is gonna be the series where we take down all the bosses. We're gonna be making bases. We're gonna be exploring caves. We're gonna be taming a plethora of different creatures. We're gonna be trying to defeat all the bosses, maybe even on different difficulties as well. In a previous ARK series, I think on my Python Plays channel, I seem to recall taking down, I think it was the Beta Megapithecus boss, which is kind of amazing. So if I can do that, who knows what else I'll be able to do. All of that starts, however, with us getting the basics out of the way. So we need a pickaxe. We're going to use that pickaxe to grab ourselves a bunch of flint. We can then grab a hatchet and really start going to town on getting the basics on our person. Now, in terms of the game settings I am using for this series, they are, of course, listed in the description down below. The only couple major differences between the settings I'm using in this series and my ARK Survival Ascended series before is I have tripled the harvest rate so we can get things just a little bit quicker. I've also increased the supply drop loot quality to 3 times normal, and if my testing is anything to go by, that kind of brings it up to par with the base level supply loot quality in ARK Survival Ascended. So yeah, as always, I like to try and go for a healthy balance between making progress and having things not be too overpowered. Oh, snappers. So here we go. We got ourselves a hatchet, and check it out. We now have structures plus things that we can make. An S plus campfire can be pin-coded and locked. Are there any other reasons why I should make this over the regular campfire? I'll be honest, I've absolutely no idea. Right, I'm gonna need a spear or two, only we have a near max level compy following me. And I'm pretty sure what happens is they become hostile when there's like several of them following you. When there's only one, they don't seem to be too fussed about you. But I figured it would be a good idea to sort of get on the front foot with this compy here. I need myself a supply of meat and hide. So, yeah, this compy will do nicely, I think. And while the spears are crafting, we can level ourselves up a couple more levels. Very good. So we've already got access to thatch building materials, and check this out, my friends. One of the mods I do have in the series allows for the creation of beds and sleeping bags where you can actually sleep the night away. If you've ever slept in a Minecraft bed, that sleeps the night away. this apparently does the same thing. Unfortunately, we don't have access to pelt, hair, or wool just yet. Not easily, anyway. But in the future, you bet your sweet butt we're going to be making all of these so-called comfy beds and sleeping bags and giving them a bit of a go. Good day to you there, buddy. I am going to do a little bit of... Sorry. 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 Okay, that was a crazy amount of speeds he just added in there. Oh, very good. All right, 45 high, 25 meat. Yep, I will take that and I will roll with it. So, structures plus campfire. What are the special properties of these bad boys? I don't really know, to be honest with you. Unlock? What does that mean? I don't really know. So let's get some meat placed in here and let's get ourselves a rudimentary food source. And while that's doing its job, it gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys about some of the various bits and bobs going on with this series. Number one, as I sort of mentioned before, this is a series where anything and everything goes. Obviously, the overarching goal is to be able to take down all of the bosses, maybe even at different difficulties. But in the meantime, you know, building, exploring, caving, taming a massive amount of unique creatures, all of that is stuff that is to come. Number two, in terms of where we have spawned, we are in the western coast spawn areas. I figured we'd go for somewhere just a little bit different compared to the ARK Survival Ascended series, where I was in, I think it was like North Zone 2, next to the snow biome. We're still relatively close to the snow biome. In fact, it's just over there, and we're also relatively close to where Argentavises and Rexes can spawn. I seem to recall there being an area near the snow biome where just a whole bunch of hostile creatures spawn in. And in the future, I think said area will be a great source of tames for us. So, yeah, very much looking forward to getting to that point. Number three, yes, I will eventually move on to other maps. There were some suggestions that maybe I should just, like, bring all of my items over to the other maps. But that's never really been something that's been of any interest to me. I prefer sort of starting new maps from the start. It seems like a much more authentic experience for me, especially having never played some of the DLC maps. There's quite a lot of them that I haven't played, actually. One thing I haven't decided is whether or not I'm gonna do, like, all of the story arcs back to back to back, and then we do all of the additional maps after all of those. The other way to go is we potentially do all these series in map release order, so it winds up being a bit of a mix mash between the official story maps and the additional maps. Oh my good grief! There's a Sarco. Oh boy, and it's coming after me. Aha. Right. So yeah, this isn't so good. Oh wait, no, hang on a minute. Come on, Trike! Take him out! Ah, no! The Trike lost! Oh, no! And now the Sarco is, like, defending the campfire, which I spent so long meticulously crafting. Although saying that, he does seem to be distracted by a parasaur. Maybe he'll have a little bit of time just to, oh, I don't know. Let's put the fire out, and we'll grab this thing, and we shall skedaddle. But yeah, like I said, the other option is we do the maps in map release order. So after this series, it would be the center, and then it would be the next story map, which is Scourge. Of course, if you have any thoughts on the matter regarding what maps we should do, or in what order we should do them, leave your responses in the comments area down below. I'd very much appreciate it. So then, having run past the Sarco, and hopefully losing it, I have discovered a moss chops. I mean, if we're gonna start well, okay? So let's go ahead and check this guy out. What have we got going on? Level 145 female. Get out of town! It only requires a freaking Tinto berry. That is insane. Oh, no freaking way. Are you seriously about to tell me that we're about to have ourselves a level 200 plus moss chops upon taming this gal? I mean, that's just... Oh my goodness me, that is insane. What a first tame. Level 217 female moss chops, 1500 health, 1400 stamina, 324 carry rate, and a whopping 476% melee damage. Sheesh. That, my friends, is absolute bleeding insanity. You want to know the craziest thing about this Moschops? It's this, my friends. 100 plus damage. Oh, good grief. Didn't want to get dismounted there, if I'm honest with you. Hey, you better come back here. If you think I'm about to let you get away with dismounting me, nope. 88 damage versus 150. You, my good sir, are an absolute freaking embarrassment. Oh, gee whiz. Okay. Yep. Not looking so great. Maybe if we could just, yeah! There you go. That's why Moschops are so crazy. Ah, yeah. 7 levels up for the Moschops already. And we seem to gain about 200 health points per level. Damn! Not bad for a first tame of the series, eh, my friends? I'd say it's pretty damn up there with, like, the best first tames I think I've ever had in an ARK series. Imagine doing 150 plus damage to a hostile carnivore with only your first ever tame of the series. I love Moschops. They've got to be my absolute most favorite early game tame in ARK. Like, there's just no contest. Oh, would you look at that? I myself have some levels up as well. So let's go for some weight and a little bit of health. What do we have now? A comfy pillow. You can put it next to your bed to sleep. You got a regular comfy bed. Again, requiring pelt hair or wool, though. Don't have access to any of that just yet. But check this out, my friends. We have ourselves the awesome Spyglass mod. Very much looking forward to creating this bad boy. I'm pretty sure it only requires the same resources as a regular Spyglass. So, now that we've got ourselves a bunch of hide, if I was to also grab myself a whole bunch of fiber, we should be able to make ourselves our first set of armor. Good old cloth. It certainly isn't the greatest armor, but 10 armor value per piece is better than 0 armor value per piece, eh? And hey, maybe now my video won't get demonetized on account of my in-game character being, you know, mostly naked. So then, the big question, where, oh where, are we going to set up our starter base? I'd like to have a really, really nice view. So a lot of me is thinking maybe up on that cliff over there could be a nice starting base location. Also, is that what I think it is? I think I'm seeing some sort of big old fish corpse. Might even be a megalodon for all I know. You know what? I think that is indeed a megalodon. Level 75. All right, fishy please. Oh yeah. 369. Alright, 3,000 health is a pretty good starting amount to be getting on with. I'm thinking we upgrade weight and melee damage now. If my eagle eyes are anything to go by, I could have sworn I saw a tiny little pillar type structure up here. Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah. First explorer note. Oh, no way. It's the dossier for the very creature I have. Oh, I didn't know the Moschops dossier would be there, but there we go. So just how many levels up did we get? Oh my goodness me, that is a very good amount. So 400 carry rate, that's decent. And a whole bunch more damage for the Moschops as well. Right, now for a bunch of weight and health for you boy. We're at level 13 now. And now that we have increased XP rates, us creating ourselves a bunch of thatch building pieces, oh boy, is that going to work in our favor in terms of leveling up a whole bunch. Oh, cool. I forgot about these guys. These tech creatures don't exist in ARK Survival Ascended. I mean, this was only a measly level 12, but this gal is going to be a source of oil and metal and all that kind of stuff. Really? A bunch of buggies just tried to have me off. Oh, look at that. There's even more. Hello. And they're all dead. And that's a crazy amount of chitin gotten already. Alrighty, so in terms of a starter base location, I think around here would be very good. Wait, hang on a minute. Are they regular raptors, or is there an alpha raptor over there in the mix? I wouldn't like to say. I'm a bit nervous, actually, if I'm honest with you. It's okay. They're only regular ones. 146 damage versus only, what? They're doing 25 to me. You Oh, so embarrassing, man. So in this little loot baggie, there's a recipe for some dye or another, I think. And in this one is, a replacement hatchet. That's actually going to be quite useful. Oh, look at that! A pair of gloves that has armor value literally only 0.4 above our base one. It's still an upgrade, though. Yeah, this is a nice view, isn't it, my friends? My problem with around here is the lacking of flat land. Although I say that, this seems to be relatively flat, right? Oh, do you know what? This might just about be it. We have just under 4 minutes of increased XP rate, so let's get to work on making a bunch of foundations. Remind me, are moss chops decent at taking down trees? 87 wood, 413 thatch. They're certainly good in the way of thatch. And if we were to take down a tree, just us ourselves with a hatchet, we get 90, okay, well over 100 wood. Okay, so in terms of getting thatch, this gal is better. In terms of getting wood, I'm better. Blimey, look at how many levels up we have going on now. Amazing. All right, we're going to try and make the most out of this increased XP yield. We'll try and make as many building bits as humanly possible before we actually begin on the building. Oh, good grief! No Trodon. No! Get out of here. I don't like you. Ha! 14 levels up. That's what we wound up with in the finish, is it? Oh, my goodness me. All right, 250 carry weight. We'll go for a nice round 200 health and then some more carry weight. We are now level 27 already. Goodness me. So there we go, folks. A nice 3x4 foundation area, which I think is a pretty good amount of space for a starter base. The good news is, since we have just leveled ourselves up quite a heck of a lot, we now have access to more building resources. We now have access, for example, to stone building pieces. So out the back here, I think what I'd like to do is make a little bit of a viewpoint area. I mean, as you can see, the rocks are very much in the way here, but if I was to make myself a bunch of ceilings and maybe some pillars, I might just be able to make quite a good looking thing here. So, stone ceilings going down first, and then we've got ourselves some triangular ones. Can't place structure here. Why not? Is it because there's like a bit of terrain stone in the way? I'm a bit confused about that one. I mean, we could place that one there, but we, for some reason, can't place this one here. Oh, okay. For whatever reason, it seems to depend on where you're placing it from. Like your position relative to where you're placing it. Little bit strange, but oh well. Oh, good grief, I've just realized my water level is like extremely very low. Right, I should probably do something about that. After we place down these rails, do a little bit of that, do a little bit of that. Then it sort of starts going outwards. Then we do a little bit of, requires nearby foundation support. Ah, darn it. I'm going to need some pillars underneath this thing, huh? Come on, moss chops. We're taking the direct route down to the water. Emergency! Emergency! Water required! There we go. Okay, all is well. Don't even fret about it. I wasn't scared. Dynamic stone pillar requires silica pearls, adjustable angle, thickness, and length. Unfortunately, I don't have easy access to silica pearls. The good news is, though, we're not a million miles from where silica pearls spawn in. You know that hostile area I was talking about before that's near the snow biome? That is where you can find them. But with my current gear set, I don't really feel comfortable enough to head on over there. Even with my frankly amazing moss chops, I still don't think we're going to survive very long. Alright, I think I've just about got this thing in the bag. I needed a second pillar so I could place it underneath. Now, my hope is that by picking this one up, the bottom one will remain. Yep, looks like it has. And I'm hoping that that being there will allow us to place these bad boys down again. Yeah. Ha ha! How about this for a little bit of an outside viewpoint, eh? I feel like I'm making like a penthouse up here or something. This is definitely on course to be one of my most intricate and certainly my best starter base I think I've ever made in ARK. So, now we need ourselves a ton of walls. And unfortunately, because this is not ascended, the window walls and all that kind of stuff, they are all separate. So, you know, door frames, we're going to have to make them all separate again. But you know what? That's just a small price to pay for the far superior performance of this game over Ascended. So let's just try and plan this thing a little bit, eh? I think this side we're probably going to need ourselves a ramp to get in, and then we'll have a second entrance over here because, you know, we've got a little bit of an avenue here, and we've got a little bit of an avenue here as well. So 2 ramps, 2 doorways. I'm going to say 2 more doorways for access to the outside viewpoint here, and then the rest of it could all be walls and window frames. All right, time to get some work done, my friendo. So, starting off with some double door frames. I've already got the ramps placed down. Then we're going to get ourselves some single door frames. These will be the ones that lead to the outside. Ah, these are placed the wrong way, though. This needs to be inversed, so this side is on the inside. There we are. Press E, and fantastic. We got it done and dusted. Now for some window frames. Ah, there's a bit of a gap here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. There needs to be no gaps, because otherwise this place isn't going to feel sort of complete in my mind. There we are. That's better. The best thing about these here structures plus doors, check this out. I don't even have to press any buttons. They open and close automatically. Absolutely fantastic. Right, so now that we've got the basic structure done, all we got to do is get a little bit of a roof on this thing, and then, structurally speaking, we'll be just about done with this here starter base. In terms of the roof itself, I think a little bit of thatch will do the job quite nicely. Add another little building resource into the mix here. We've got stone for the outdoorsy viewpoint area. We've got wood for the structure, and then thatch for the roof. Yeah, I think that's a good way to go. Oh, good grief, a Therizino has spawned in over there. Ah, that's concerning. All right, so long as he stays away, we might be okay. But I think that they are capable of taking down wood structures. I just hope I'm wrong when I say that. Uh-oh, I'm starving. Oh, no. All right, boss drops. I'm going to need my campfire back. I need food stat. And just like that, we have a roof. Dude, this place is looking good. Look at how much space we have to work with now. This is brilliant. All right, even more brilliant is the fact we finally have some food. Now, I know we don't, strictly speaking, have to do this, but I think I'd quite like to add some pillars on the inside here, just to add a little bit more structural rigidity to this place. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good little addition to our base, and we still have plenty of space to work with. Not a bad looking build, is it, my friends? I think we've done a pretty good job here today. I think what we'll wind up doing is we will work on the interior in the next episode. But yeah, for now, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.